Meet him. This is a wombat, one of the funniest and most unusual inhabitants of Australia. It seems as if it is a child's toy that moves between the bushes, staring at the grass carpet. But this chubby marsupial is extraordinary in its own way. It digs burrows, has amazing cubic excrement, and can weigh up to 35 kg, 77 lb. How does it manage to be such a cute and successful earth engineer? Stay tuned, you will be surprised. And yes, this animal does have cubic waist. Why are they of this shape? Find out below. In some stories, Australian Aborigines mentioned the wombat as an earth spirit or guardian of underground passages. They said that he was a kind of sacred digger who, in case of danger, could open a hole and hide not only himself, but also his beloved friend there. The old colonists described the wombat as like a bear that became a rat, a naive attempt to compare its appearance with European animals. There are funny stories where the wombat appeared in the garden, blowing up vegetable gardens and flower beds, causing incredible emotions in the owners. One way or another, the wombat's cuteness and calm disposition have created an atmosphere of good-natured legends and fairy tales around it. The wombat, Wombatus ursinus, is a marsupial mammal of the Wombatidae family, common in Australia, especially in the eastern and southeastern regions, Tasmania. It can weigh from 20 to 35 kg, 44-77 lb, and its body length reaches 70-100 cm, 2.3-3.3 ft. The fur is usually thick, gray to brown in color, sometimes with a reddish tinge. The body is stocky, the paws are short but strong, armed with strong claws, all ideal for digging. The muzzle is blunt, with powerful incisors, with which the animal gnaws roots and grasses. Interestingly, as a marsupial, the wombat has a bag, but it opens backwards so that the earth does not cover the cubs when digging. Wombats are predominantly nocturnal. During the day, they usually rest in burrows, which can be complex systems of tunnels with many entrances and exits, up to 20 mm, 66 ft long. These are real underground fortresses. We can say that they have a law of privacy. Each adult can have its own network of tunnels or a series of connected burrows. Closer to sunset, the wombat goes outside to feed on grass, roots, bark, and mushrooms. Don't be surprised if you see it walking slowly. The wombat takes its time, but if it feels threatened, it can reach speeds of up to 40 km/h, 25 mph, over a short distance. When threatened, the wombat often runs away to its burrow. If a predator, say a dingo or Tasmanian devil, tries to follow it, the animal can pinch the enemy between its strong backside and the tunnel wall, literally crushing the predator. This is a kind of law of burrow defense. The back of the wombat's body has a thick panel of cartilage and bones to withstand an attack from behind. In addition to its bulldozer-like paws and stocky body, the wombat is known for its teeth, which grow continuously, similar to rodents. They are adapted for chewing hard plants, roots, and bark. The pouch in which the cub, Joey, is carried is located backwards. That is, it opens towards the hind legs. This allows the mother to dig more efficiently, so that the soil does not cover the offspring. The wombat's tail is short, hidden in the fur, and almost invisible. One of the most funny, and at the same time scientifically amazing details, is the cubic shape of the excrement. It is believed that this is due to the peculiarities of the intestines and the need to mark their territory so that the cubes do not roll off stones or stumps. The wombat is generally calm and relatively harmless if not provoked. However, it can inflict serious bites or scratches with its claws, especially when frightened. There are rare cases of aggression in wombats with rabies-like infections or injured animals that reacted uncontrollably. But in general, human conflicts arise because a wombat can dig a hole under a fence or spoil the lawn. In some rural areas, they are shot as pests or persecuted for allegedly spoiling fields. However, such problems can be solved by following non-aggressive methods of scaring away or reorienting the animal to wild areas. Australian biologists recalled funny moments when, trying to settle a wombat in a large open area in a nature reserve, they did not take into account that the animal would reach neighboring vegetable gardens by digging a tunnel under the fence and start eating greenery. There are also stories about rescued wombats in zoos, where they have to equip special earthen structures. Otherwise, the wombat will have time to dig up the foundation. Encounters with wild wombats on hiking trails in Tasmania or Victoria often evoke emotions of cuteness in people, especially when the animal calmly chews the grass, ignoring visitors. However, it's worth remembering that the wombat can be quite an explosive animal when needed. There is a video on the web where the animal chased away even dogs by making rapid leaps. Diggers like the wombat play an important role in loosening the soil, creating burrows that can be used by other small animals, lizards, snakes, rodents for shelter from predators or bad weather. In this way, they stimulate nutrient circulation and influence the structure of vegetation, similar to ecosystem engineers. The main threats are related to the destruction of natural habitats due to agriculture and residential development, as well as collisions with cars on night roads. In addition, in some areas, parasitic infections, such as scabies, which can be transmitted by foxes or dogs, cause significant mortality. Nevertheless, the bare-nosed wombat is not yet endangered overall, but other species, such as the northern hairy wombat, are very rare. The wombat is one of those marsupials sometimes called a living tank, a stocky, massive animal that digs tunnels and defends its territory with remarkable endurance. But at the same time, it is a charming and peaceful animal that, in addition to harming cities, can also bring considerable benefits to wildlife through its underground activities. If one day you meet a wombat on a trail in Tasmania, don't rush to touch it. Rather, watch from a distance and let the animal explore the world in its slow mode. Share in the comments whether you were surprised by these cubic capsules of wombat tracks or its ability to dig through any obstacle. And subscribe to the blog so you don't miss stories about the most unusual inhabitants of our planet.